Hello everybody and welcome to a quick patch note video for Game Update 10 and Planetside. I haven't done one of these in so long and there's reasons for it. However, I'm going to try to get back in the habit of doing one of these every time a game update comes out for Planetside. So we're here and I'm going to go over most of the changes in the patch. I'm not going to go over all of them because Game Update 10 was a huge patch upgrade, I guess is the best way to put it. It was just fixing a lot of things more than it was adding things. So we're going to go over some changes with the harasser, which is why I have that there, and also just some of the other things that they've added, including a lot of HUD stuff that was added to the game. So the first thing is that there's 11 new alerts in the game. Right now an alert is going on. You see that at the bottom, Amherst Territory Control, the Vanu, of course, are winning because we're awesome with 46%. And this is the typical alert that you would normally see. In fact, we can actually go to Amherst and see, this is the typical thing that would happen. You just try to capture the most territory, and then at the end of the alert, what ends up happening is whoever has the most territory wins. That's the way the alert works. However, there's 11 new alerts. There's ones for capturing just biolabs, tech plants, and amp stations, and that goes for a global alert. So that could be for, capturing as many biolabs as you possibly can through each of the maps, which is really cool. I like that idea. And then there's ones just for specific continents as well. So that's cool. However, the one going on right now is just territory control, as you can see there. At least that's what it says. And it even says capture Amherst within the time limit. Who knows? I could get there and it could be completely different. But look, there's going to be bugs that happen. However, that one does just look like it's territory control. I think the whole thing with capturing facility types is really cool. I like that because it changes up the alerts and how they actually work. Now the next thing is that on that same thought, if what they say is if the time expires on an alert and an empire hasn't claimed all the specific type of facility, then the reward is divvied among all the empires based on the percentage of the facility type owned. So that's kind of cool. It makes it a bit more fair if you're not winning, but if you're not losing either. And then also taking all facilities of a specific type will win the alert for your empire immediately, which is also quite cool. Now the harasser changes, right? So they added. Let's go to the store because that's where it's at, and it is under vehicle. Oop, that's infantry gear, vehicle gear, and MISC. Yeah. So they added tire spikes for the Sunderer. Whoops. As you can see there, tire spikes, which is quite cool. And then they added a windshield for the harasser, and they have 3 different types of windshields. This is the sandblaster windshield. It looks like this. It doesn't look like it actually does anything. It's just cosmetic, which is kind of cool. Because if it actually did things, I would be kind of furious, because you would need these in order to not get sniped out of your vehicle, which is kind of retarded. But all 3 of them, I like that one the most. All 3 of them are okay. I mean, more cosmetic items for the harasser is always welcome, especially because it's a very fun vehicle, which is why I have it out here. And that is because apparently, according to the patch notes, it says that the steer left and right will now cause the flash and the harasser, so both of them, to roll slightly when airborne. So obviously the only way to test that is to get airborne, and the only way to get airborne is to go off a jump. So I set up here on purpose. Let's power slide the other direction. Hopefully this doesn't destroy me terribly, but we're gonna try it. Here we go, and boost. So we're gonna try to roll left and right when we're midair. It actually does work. You could kind of see it slightly there, so it's easier to control your vehicle. Not bad. I like it. It's probably more effective on the flash, because the flash you constantly flip yourself over, which is really annoying. If you're a flash player, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Although the harasser is quite fun. It doesn't roll as much as the flash, though. Let's see here. The deploy radius for Sunderers has been reduced, so let's get that, and I'll show you kind of the size of the deploy radius. Where's my Sunderer? There it is. Come to me, baby. Okay, so like 30 minutes later, I finally found an AMS around here to deploy for me. Let's see here. So that's the size on the mini-map there. It's a bit smaller, which is quite nice. Let me tell them thank you. And So that gives you an idea of what that looks like. It'll help take facilities. This is all part of the changes with the Lattice system to just make it a bit more, I guess, balanced. Because now you can set up multiple spawn points, and it's not going to be uber crazy. The fact that you can't like get up close to a base, with the front line being so condensed now. So that's a pretty cool change. But we have some other things to look at. So lastly, there were some other just UI changes made. The first of which is the fact that you can now like look over at the next facility. So that one has like 42 seconds left, and it's being captured by one of us, I don't know. And then you can like look over at the biolab here, and that shows the time left. But the thing that I've noticed is sometimes the time is a little mismatched. Like right there, it's accurate, but I've seen it where the time is a few seconds behind, which is kind of strange. The last thing that they added, as far as that is concerned, is you can now look at like the waypoints, and it tells you where it's at. And when waypoints update, it also tells you on like your squad thing. It gives you a message that says, "Hey, retard, the waypoint was updated," and you're like, "Oh, thanks, great, thank you, I'm so happy," which is pretty cool. Oop, hello there. Yep, I figured that was going to happen, simply because I saw this mosquito over here. Look, we always have some action on one of these episodes, so let's just... Oop, there's my mines. Let's just throw a couple tank mines down. I don't think those will blow up, so let's just do this. Really? That didn't kill it? Come on now. There we go. Anyways, what else do we got? I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there's some other HUD elements, and I'll show you what those are in just a second. So I switched to my harasser, and the last like major HUD element, I guess you could say, that they added is if I switch to the gun, at the bottom where the ammo count is, like right middle screen, it says Proton 2 PPAH, which is the name of the weapon. So if you switch to a weapon, it always tells you the name of the weapon now on the HUD, which is pretty cool if you're in a vehicle and you have no idea what weapon you're using, and you're like, what the heck is this thing? I want it. I like it. So it helps just communicate better what weapons you're using. And the very last thing, I guess, that you could technically say is the last. I mean, there's tons of bug fixes, like I said, but the last thing in general is that the SCU shields on amp stations and tech plants are now disabled when the capture hits 50% rather than 75%, which is a change that needed to happen. I think they're just kind of figuring out the Lattice system a bit better and balancing it, which is the new way that facilities are captured, especially on Endar. They haven't changed it yet on the other two continents, but if my map will ever load, it's this thing with the lines. That's the Lattice system, if you don't know what that is. And I think that pretty much covers all of the changes in the patch. Hopefully that gave you enough information to kind of go into this patch knowing what to expect, and as more updates come out, I plan on covering those in the future. But on that note, we shall see you guys next time.